Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I played Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. Just going to, not feeling in a streamy mood as of late, lads. Just tired from the week. Oh, let me crack this son of a bitch open. Just tired from the week, trying to, get through to Friday. And so, just doing some kind of holdover shit till we get there, and then we'll probably do another stream. So, what I got for you today, just a couple matches from my off-stream escapades. Just thought I would, as I get back into the Twins mindset, just thought I would show you some of this shit. And just kind of go over a few things, both for your sake and mine, as I get back into character. Just kind of go through, how does a Twins main psychology work, bro? Yes, I'm a Twins main again, been playing him for 3 days, what? Fight me. I was mastering this character when y'all were giving Blight a blowjob, so who cares? Alright, we spawned in at Ormond. And Ormond, I've been testing Ormond. I might run Ormond, like, just cause it's not, again, it's power corrupt. It's not as bad anymore. It's not as bad as you think it is. Somebody did, like, a fast vault through that. Of course, there's a Twitchy. I don't know if you can read those names, but there's a Twitchy in the lobby, so of course it was fucking him. And so, he's a little far out. We don't like what we see there. Just once, not because he's a Twitchy, just because he's kind of far out. We could send Victor out, but I would rather do that. I would rather keep our sweep. Plus, we know somebody's here. That's why we're checking basement. There he is. We know a little bit more about the map now. We know where 2 people are. So this is the part where we're gonna send Victor out. Plus, he's heading to Shack. We're sending Victor out a lot more than we used to at the start of the games, just because once you play good survivors, you'll know, man. Just fucking M1 killer. Like, you'd rather have a Victor down and then fucking go pick the body up. Because you'd rather do that than chase his M1. He really would. Okay, cool. Free God Pallet. So, we lost to Jen. I think this is a Swift of some kind. Twitchy, I checked the stream after. He was in solo. So, or if he was with somebody, they were not voice chatting. But So he wasn't part of any Swift group. I think this was just an efficient solo squad, but the other people kind of played coordinate. I'm not sure. But all right, we went for a pouncer. We went for like a Vic flick from a distance and kind of missed. That's something I would like to master. And we got our butt kicked right in the keister. Like, literally, they kicked us right in the butt. So we come over here, move Charlotte towards the gen. That's almost done. I like positioning Charlotte near gens a little bit more now. I used to place Victor by gens a little bit more, just because I thought his stronger presence would be what you should do. But I honestly think Charlotte by the gen, moving Victor out, that's kind of what I like doing for the macro a little bit. We got Corrupt, and we deadlocked there too, so... Now, the thing about Twins is you'll see our last pook is Pain Rezo. Okay, we found the 2 injured people. Okay, that pounce is far away. Just kind of go for the pounces. I mean, getting kicked can suck, but it's not the worst thing in every situation. Just be patient. Okay, we got our first down. All right, we're moving. There's somebody Twitchy with a flashlight. Take the latch there. Very good. We got 2 injuries, so this is a good time to stop here. Make sure we're kicking this. Always as Twins, until that game state is like really where you want it to be, stop and take hooks. This is something I advocated for back when I used to play them as well. I think it's still true. Always be stopping to take your hooks. You're never going to know when you're just going to want to kill somebody off, especially when gens are going fast. Okay, and I have Pain Rezo in that final slot just to kind of encourage you to be doing that. Especially when they're, like, down right by a Pain Rezo. Just because blowing up 25% of a gen, that's good on everybody. Especially, like, one of the biggest strengths about Twins and taking hooks you will come to find is the strength of reset points, and a hook is kind of a reset point. So, like, the strength of those areas to kind of get a Forced Penance proc, Forced Penance in the game, it can be very nice. We got Twitchy kind of occupied. He's kind of fucking around with Victor. Sure. There we go. That's what we want. Now he can kick Victor. We're going to get an FP proc. Boom. Everybody's injured with FP. So we kind of have a window here, but it's not the strongest window. We still have time to kind of make a few things happen. So take that down right there. And the gens, we still haven't really like slowed the gens down as much as we would like to kind of explode. And plus, we don't know what the map looks like. Heals are happening. So I think this was the smarter play. Because we have no fucking sloppy butcher, which is fine. But like, that's our build. So we want to just making sure we got these gens under control. Punish those heals the best way we can via just fucking hooking. Take that hook. Okay, we're going to burn this here God pallet. Sure. They got another hook. They got the unhook when we weren't there. That's rough. When that happens, that can be rough. Things are going okay. They're not going great. I don't think we're winning right now, but we're also not losing. Twins, you know what a Twins loss looks like? When they're out. That, like, the Twins win and lose when the game is over. That's the thing about them. They win and lose when the game is over. We're still just kind of, there we go. Another latch. She was on the gem. There we go. 2 people. Coming here. Just make sure this gen is still about halfway. Okay. We know where everybody is. Good shit. We like knowing where everybody is. They dropped Victor. Okay. We got 3 people injured. Just kind of always be like the threat of your pop-up is always there. If a fucking bitch-ass Twitchy gonna fucking go in a locker. Okay. We could, like, jump on him and probably... We don't know if we can get that, but we could move Charlie. We have options there, but we just fucking baited his cocky ass out of the locker and then downed him. Good fucking shit. Okay, we want to get moving now because, like, at this point, we going over to him, stopping and hooking. Based on our board state, that's not what we really want to be doing. We want to either get another... We would ideally want another down. That's what we want. Okay, they can kick us, but that doesn't really save them because of our positioning of Charlotte. Good Charlotte positioning is so important. It's so important. We would like a board state that we like a bit more here. Just get those injures in play. There's no sloppy, but, like, it's still good enough. If you have, like, we have 1 FP in the game right now. You can still, like, do things without sloppy. Just those injuries can be enough. As your advantage state starts to build up, you don't really need increased healing time. The fact that they're injured is enough. Okay, we got 2 downs. Okay, now we're starting to roll. But we can also Twitchy's up. Okay, now again, we kind of know where he is. We know where 2 people are. It's not time to hook yet. They're very obvious made for this, but we're going to go ahead, since he's sliding over the pallet, just go ahead and take that fucking deep wound. Very obvious made for this. Make this guy fucking send Victor out. The threat of Victor is there. He kind of left the area enough for the flashlight. Nobody else has a flashlight. We Gucci to pick this guy up. We're only hooking him because he's another Scourge hook. If you see a Scourge hook play and you're not entirely confident enough with the game state yet, you don't know what the gens look like. Sometimes taking your hooks and Scourge hooks can be a better play, especially if you start to get like a hook in second stage. Or that's a bit more threatening than a hook in stage 1. Based on our game state here, okay. They did something very aggressive. We were not ready for that, just because it was such an unexpected play. Because they just actually went and got that rescue very quickly. Victor went ahead and procced an FP. We're gonna make sure this gen is still regressing, and then we're going to like leave Charlotte close to it, just because it's the one with the highest. And then we know where 2 people are, so we're gonna send Victor out and move his bitch ass over there. We're at this here spot, okay? They're still trying to push that middle gen. Forcing gens against Twins is just not good. Why she doesn't kick us, I don't know. But that was definitely the correct play, was to kick us. I have no idea why she didn't do it. They popped another gen. We're all, as you can tell, we're kind of almost there. We still have everybody injured. The gens are still progressing. Like both sides are progressing their goal here. It's just a matter of who's gonna, like, we have 2 gens to kind of start really popping off. Okay, we have 3 of them at one spot. Here we go. This is what they don't want. This is what they don't want. The injured people near each other. We have 2 FP procs in the game. Like, because there's 3 of them kind of near each other, and now we've rotated Charlotte over to that position, that 2 and 3 situation is kind of not what they want. It's kind of not what they want. We find this person that didn't kick us because she's dumb. Okay, there's 1 gen left. But we're starting to look very good. Like, at this point, honestly, like, we are starting to win. We're getting a little bit spooked, though, because we still don't have... We don't know how much of another gen is done. We're starting to play a little bit defensive. Arguably, we should have been a bit more aggressive here. But just kind of the reason that we took the hook, we could have been a bit more aggro, but we wanted to take that corner hook because we still know where two people are. We are still not in the worst state, and there's still time for aggression. There's still time for it. There's still time, as you can clearly see. So we down Twitchy in a second. Here we go. Down him. Okay. We have not checked that other gen yet. So we know what that gen in the middle looks like, and we surveyed that one on the left a little bit a while ago, but we need to check this one because we have no idea what this one looks like. Okay, it's got 4 pistons. We barely pulled this off. We barely pulled this off. Okay, so he's down, and then we find the other guy. Boom. Because he came back to try to finish the gen. I guess they were just setting up an adrenaline play. Now, we have to win right now, is kind of what that means. We have to win right fucking now, or else we're just not going to be able to do it. And so, using the unhook as kind of a proxy on where to go next, we actually do find them. We just barely live the kick. Our goal now is just to get 1. Now they can kick us. Okay, now we have 3 downs. We've opened them up, and we're in advantage. And the thing about this character's advantage is, like, this is the most fun part about them, but it can also just be incredibly short. Because we weren't really in advantage that entire time until we kind of got 2 downs. Once we had 2 downs and kind of an indication on where to go next with everybody injured, that's when our advantage state started. So we'll actually track that. And then we got the down the team. Literally at the last possible second. So we started to pull ahead, but we literally at the last possible second is when we did that. So, like, our advantage state, I would argue that our advantage state begins at, like right here. Let's find, I want to find the exact timestamp though. Hold up. Don't do this to me. Okay, here it is. This was the play they probably really didn't want to do because it got 3 of them kind of close to us. But this still isn't really our advantage state. That's why I didn't really send Victor out. Now, we could have, after we get this down right here, we could move Victor over. But again, we don't know what the gens look like. Again, our board state isn't as good as it could be. Like, that's why we end up taking this hook, just to be safe on the... honestly, taking the hook was probably smart. Just because, like, instead of rushing that gen, the other person got off to go get the unhook. Because if they had 2 people on that other gen, they would have popped it. So, like, if you look at it like that, the hook honestly saved us. Okay, here we go. So we have a hook. Here comes the down on the Twitchy. Okay. Our advantage state starts, we'll be generous and start it right here. 9:45, let's say. So the advantage state kind of starts at 9:45. And then it lasts until we get this down. So 9:45, but if you'd like to be mean, okay, let's be mean to us for a second. There's the killer instinct. Okay. If you want to be mean, you could say it starts at 10:05. If you argue that what we're doing, what we did before this, because now we have a Felix that's probably about halfway picked up, 2 downs, far away from each other, with the 2 people that can save them on the other side of the map. So it could also be argued that our advantage state starts here at 10:05. So 9:45, if you count the hook, and to get that person off the gen, which again, that play probably saved us. That play probably saved us, that hook, I would argue. Okay, so we got that 3rd down with a near Charlotte. Charlotte positioning still really importante here. Again, this idea about where to put Charlotte, you just have to put her near key locations, like hooks and active gens. Very rarely you can body block something with her, but using Charlotte for macro placement instead of micro is better. Okay, so then here's where we get the last down. Okay, so it ends at 10:55. So we had about a minute and 10 seconds or 50-second advantage state here. We were literally in position to win for 50 seconds, and then we took it. That's what's so good about Twins. like, we had pressure, we had fucking hooks, and we had fucking hits, and, like, we were doing stuff throughout the match, but, like, really, like, our final, like, we were set up to win with the right amount of micro pressure as well as macro knowledge to win at that one spot, and we had to take it. When you play this character against good teams, okay, if you play a bad team, you can literally win in 2 minutes. Like, that's the kind of power that we're talking here. But if you are playing an actual Swift, I've said this for a while, what Twins actually look like against good Survive with Friends is, like, a lot of macro, very slow-paced game, just kind of delaying the gens as much as possible, very few hooks. Again, we took a bit more hooks than normal. This is kind of a more hooky game. We did take a lot of hooks here, but of course he Kobe's on us, by the way. Like, check this out. Like, this is my luck. Like, I'm sitting here covering it because I've been Kobe'd on 5 times. I got Kobe'd on 5 times in 7 hours the other day. So I'm sitting here covering this shit. And of course it happens to me again. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the fucking Kobe's right now. It's fucking ridiculous. But we don't want to get stunned here. But, like, what I was saying, back to what I was saying now. Like, Twins against good Swift. Like, if you're playing well, you will have one opportunity to open up the good Survive with Friends. Of course, if you're Swift is still going to be gen rushing you and shit, but, like, if you're playing extremely well as the Twins, you can open up Survive with Friends. You can do it. But, like, it's just extremely difficult to open up Survive with Friends. I'm not saying this was Swift. I have no idea what this was. Like I said, the Twitchy was in solo, but that doesn't say anything about the other 3. But once you get the window, you have to win when that window opens, because the minute Swift closes that window is when the game is over. And if you see, because we've been playing a lot of Swifts with this character, because we play a lot of Swifts with this character, it just happens to us. So there are definitely examples of us losing that window and then losing the game. That's just how it works. They're kind of all or nothing. But if you saw, we actually did that last chase after the Kobe with pure M1. That's because the only way we lose is a Victor shot that gets a kick into distance from Charlotte. We're just kind of letting the rest of his team bleed out now because we don't want to get DS'd. So, let the bleed outs happen. Twitchy just bled out, and then he bled out, and now we pick him up. Very nice, right? Jenny Fish and team. We took our last. We took every second to set that play up, but as soon as that window opened, we quickly executed and quickly closed it. We closed the game out as soon as that window opened for us, because that's what you have to do. Once you force that window open, you have to identify that. That's why a lot of games with Twins, you're going to see us use 2 scorch hooks or 1 scorch hook or 3. Like, you will rarely see all 4 scorch hooks get fucking used on this character. That could be an argument to not use the perk, but at the same time, I still think it has a role in opening them up. I think it does. So, like, I'm not taking it off for right now until I determine something better. Okay, next game is Moaning Whorehouse. This game, you'll notice that this was our first game of the day. So I'm going to just say that because we kind of look sloppy at the start and then we start picking it up. I just kind of like the kick into high gear that we managed to do here. But one thing I wanted to showcase this game in particular, because we play sloppy at the start, okay? I do want to show this as an argument for not just running forward and M1ing. Like, if you watch our Twins games back when we kind of just fucking stopped playing them. Yeah, I know, right? When we stopped playing them for a while. Just because Victor fucking felt like shit. Which, I mean, he still doesn't feel as good as he used to. I'm not going to sit there and pretend. But, like, I would just try to fucking avoid it till we open them up with sloppy. That's just kind of what we would used to do. But it's like, now that we're back into the character again, you'll notice that our early game looks radically fucking different. because M1 is trash, right? So if you're playing good teams and you're just like, if you're playing them right, like it's not even good teams. This is just what you should be doing, okay? Like, I remember, like, when they first came out, I said something like, again, this was rank-based matchmaking, so don't hold it against me too much. I said, like, you don't want to separate them at the start of the game because you don't want to, like, separate Victor from Charlotte, because when you get it down, you'll have to move Charlotte over there, which can be true. Like, you really would rather them not get across the whole fucking map. You would rather just go do better macro strats if they get too far from you, especially since they can just use lockers to cuck you. But, like, you need to fucking, chasing M1 is so trash. Chasing M1 is so fucking trash that you would rather have to fucking walk over there as Charlotte. Like, you get the down with the lethal Victor and then walk over there with Charlotte. You're probably still net gaining time against good teams because of how trash M1 is. See, we already have 2 injured states due to just simple attrition. Like, sending the broken thing in chase out, because Victor is still, like, really good in chase, right? So just by setting Victor out and executing, even, like, again, we're not playing too great here. We're getting a lot of misses, which, again, I wanted to showcase that because you can still get a lot of misses, get kicked a lot, and basically still use that information to kind of still play the macro decently enough to still open up teams. Now, again, this team wasn't great, and if we were playing a better team, we probably wouldn't have won this as easily as we do, especially with the sloppy early game. But it's like, don't just fucking not use it because, oh, I'm gonna get kicked. Because Victor's still giving you something even when you miss shit. You're still learning where to go. Also, get fucking destroyed. I'm gonna get... Like, we're still delaying that gen. Here's what we're still doing. We're still multiplying 2 survivors. We got a hit. We still delayed 2 survivors, and we delayed that gen. That gen is not fallen yet, as you'll notice. Victor's pressure, we had 3 to 5 misses and 1 hit. We delayed the gen, didn't we? Like, we still did something with what we did. Okay, this tile is trash for M1. We ain't playing it, so fuck it. There, she drops the pallet and tries to duck. But Victor, take Vicky's dick in your face, son. Okay, so that gen, we want to know if they're gonna try to finish that. So make sure we're fucking blowing that up. But we move Victor where we are, but we hear a flashlight clicky. Hear clicky, so okay. If Clicky's there, Clicky's who we were worried about finishing the gen. Since Clicky is there, we know it's safe to move Victor. Now we know where 3 of them are. Okay, Victor's gonna stop. Okay, a gem popped. We know that this is a safe pickup, and we know where everybody is. So, it's a time. Great, score Chook. Okay, you're going to kick Victor, eat that force penance. Okay, now we're going to rotate back around, and then we're going to blow up that gem. That gen is not fallen. Victor saved that gen with, 5 missed pounces and 5 misses and 1 hit. We saved that gen and then got to blow up with Pain Rezo. Okay? We know we're 3 people are over this way. We want to just fucking drop Victor and then go back to Hook, which we made the right play there. We read the aggressive rescue, eat the second force pendants hit. Okay, we're now all of a sudden we're looking really good. Okay? Take that fucking free deep wound. Okay? We're not going to chase her because we have a board state that we like. Okay? We don't need to tunnel that survivor right now. Because we have a board state we like. We know where 2 of them are. Okay, this, I thought they got really, really generous kicked. I thought that kick was so fucking generous of the game. If we had pulled back, we wouldn't have gotten kicked there. But, okay, whatever, game. But, okay, so now we can still pressure her. Okay, we still like our board state. The David cannot be healed. That gen has not fallen yet. Rotate back around. No, I like this play a lot, what we do here. Because, look what we're doing. Okay, you'll see it in a second. They start, swarming, okay? There's David's there, Kate's there. We actually hear the other Kate as well on top of the hill. So just by rotating Victor and the constant threat of they don't know who we're gonna go after. At that one play, we knew where every single survivor was, and you see how we didn't commit. We kept our options open. Okay, Hattie's on our right. David's over there, and I see that little blur. Kate's right there, and the other Kate's on the hill. So we don't commit to anybody. We don't commit to anybody. We let everybody keep guessing. We keep guessing our commitment. Force her off the hill and away from the gen. Here we go. And now, okay, now we found somebody who we're going to commit to. We don't know where everybody is anymore. We got that sweet information. And just go ahead and get that down. Okay. Next thing we're going to comment on, this is the first time you're going to see it. I don't know why Survivors still do this. I really don't. I guess they just want to make the Twins player execute. Okay. A lot of Survivors still do this. They still rotate around objects. Like, they think they think you're bad, bro. Like, look. See how this isn't the last time you'll see it this game. She's going to go to this round object and rotate. Okay, you seeing this shit? Okay. Okay, I don't know if this has been discussed. I don't know if you guys know this. Let Rosie, the Twins main, teach you how to fucking get them when they do this, okay? Because here's how you fucking get them, okay? I've never actually heard this be brought up, but, like, I've never seen this actually. I don't know if it's just people think it's common knowledge, which it probably is. Like, I don't fucking know. I'm just, this is for educational purposes. Here's how you fucking get them when they rotate around shit, okay? Basically, Victor is not demo trash, okay? If you know about demo trash, okay, and because Victor, he's like a jumping shred, right? That's what he kind of is. That is basically essentially Victor's power on paper. It's jumping shred. He can shred over pallets. It's very similar to shred. Okay, here's what Victor does better than demo trash. Okay, if you do a flick with Victor actually turns. Okay, I can demonstrate this against bots if somebody wants to see that at some point. Just I can demonstrate the Vic flick and what it looks like. Like, you can tell when the Twins player flicks and when they don't. And honestly, on the Survivor screen, it looks really stupid. Like, if a Twins player flicks on the Survivor screen, it will look like Victor completely misses you, but he still hits you anyway. Like, it's actually insane. It's like Huntress levels of bullshit, TBH. Like, low-key TBH, it's actually kind of bullshit. That's what you get when you have a killer that's never touched. But, you know, whatever. Who cares? Again, don't touch my killer, please. But like, when you do a flick as Victor, you rotate, okay? So you can hit the Survivor when they're not even on the screen, okay? And those kinds of hits are the ones that look bad from the Survivor perspective, but they're kind of needed, or else you would be able to just rotate around that tree if the hits weren't there. So it's like, you can see that we did not see the Kate when we downed her. Like, she is not on our screen when we downed her. See, this is when we pounce right here. This was our FOV when we pounce. Okay, you can tell that by the change in Victor's hands. You see how he's holding his hands differently? He's just about to pounce. Okay, Kate is not in our FOV when we do this. Okay, the reason that we get her is because we can't see her, but we know where she is. She's on our left. So all you gotta do is flick the stick to the left as you pounce. It's not hard. It's not difficult. You know where she is, flick in her direction, the character just still gets her. Okay, I'm sure other killers can do this too. I actually want to test it on fucking Nemesis shit, because I know he can flick, and maybe Oni. But I don't want to make any comparisons, because I want to, like, actually lab it, just to get a feel for Oni and Nemesis shit again, just to, like, compare it to something. I want to, like, get that motion down with them. Take that Scourge hook, because we have a heal in the game, and no, I want to delay that gen. Okay. We like what we see here. Just fucking go over here. We got blood. We got blood. Okay. If it's free, it's for me. David's walking right into us. Okay. What's Hattie have to do now? Hattie's got to get that rescue. Unless the Kate wants to heal David. Well, first of all, David's got to get Victor off of him. So, okay, Victor's off. If either one of them want to get the rescue, they have to stop. They have to find each other. Like, they could be halfway across the map from each other. We don't know. They have to stop and heal each other. Okay, if they want to do that. It's much easier for them to send Hattie in, and we know that. That's why we're being super aggressive here. That's why we're being super aggressive. Now we get cucked by Autohaim here, which is super unfortunate. We were obviously aiming for the Hattie, and we somehow hit like the worst possible thing ever. We did not even apply Deep Wound. Which, you know what? Fine. If you're gonna sit there and try to do that to us, we're just gonna fucking down your bitch ass. Okay. We like what we see though. We know where Hattie is. We got it down, and we know where Hattie is, and we have good gens still. So we're gonna go ahead and take this. Okay, Kate, boom. That's another down. We got 2 downs. We're still rocking and rolling here, even though we don't got any FPs. I might have one, I can't tell. But even though we don't have any FPs, we got a good enough macro to like get this. Here's the rotation we're talking about again. We'll freeze this one as well. Man, that one wasn't as bad, actually. Let me watch this one again. What we do a flick there. We do a flick there, and you can still tell that a flick occurred. Just watch it again. You'll see that. We'll see. We'll here it comes. Like, okay, yeah. You can still see that a flick occurred there because look at the FOV of Victor. Like, look what we're looking straight at when the pounce happens. There we go. This was the FOV when the pounce happens. When we jump, had we gone in an actual straight line, we would have flown right past her and hit the wall, right? So we had to like do, and you can kind of see. Look at Victor, how we're slightly oriented to the left. Where the character's slightly leaning to the left because we're about to do a flick. You can tell. And then we do the flick. The character rotates as he pounces, and then we down her. And then we actually hear David's moans, so that's why we turn around right there. There he is. GG, narrow corridor, everybody's slug. Just like that, man. Once, the thing about this character is once you have to identify the right time to just fucking pop off is. It's not just when you have injuries. Like, you can transform, like Victor. The thing about Victor and his fast movement speed is you can transform a state where you have bad macro and all injures into that kind of state because you can just use Victor to get the macro information. But ideally, you should like have a plan of attack as Victor goes out. That like when you send Victor out, you should be like, okay, I'm gonna down this person and then rotate this way. Like you should know what your first two plays are gonna be, which is down somebody and then where to rotate to go for the next guy. That's when you're gonna that's when you're really gonna be how you doing, keep it moving, rolling with the kind of flow that you want. Like, you don't just want to be like, okay, I'm gonna down somebody and then don't know where to go next. Which, I mean, that play could be down somebody then rotate towards key generator. Like that's what it could be, and then maybe somebody will be there, right? Like, that's what it could be. And again, maybe it's not, maybe it is. That kind of worked there because like instead of going for Hattie, we kind of rotated towards the Hattie and then we heard the Kate. Okay, well now we're just like, don't be afraid to improv, because that's what we did there. That entire advantage state was a complete improvisation. It was a complete improvisation, because it's like, okay, you're gonna do this to us. The advantage state starts probably. Okay, it was like, okay, you're gonna do this to us, so we're getting you. Get this down, okay. And then we see, is that Kate or Hattie? I can't tell. We see a survivor rotating that way, so rotate toward, okay, that was definitely like Hattie. So we see Kate, we were going to go after Hattie, but we saw Kate and then down. Okay, now we know where Hattie is in the general area, so we just have to kind of go back this way. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. I hear her, now I see her, now she's going back to the slug person, okay. So now it's like, okay, now that we've downed 3 people, it's like, okay, I don't know where the David is, but it's like, I'm not losing much by going to look for him now, because it's like, where like, he could be pretty much anywhere. But, oh, he's right here. He was on that jet over there, okay. And again, if you'd like a timestamp on that advantage state, let's do that. Let's do that again, 1, 2. Because we have a down and a play with Victor, so this is going to be our second down. If you want to count this as our advantage state, it starts at about 21:57. 21:57, and then let's see when we actually have all 4 down. Their advantage state can be super short, just because of how good Victor is at cleaning up. Like, this is the Victor cleanup. Advantage state into Victor cleanup is mwah. Once you hit advantage state, like, that's when the game should end. Like seriously, like that's what, like you should get 1 advantage, and then Victor should immediately come out and clean the game up. 57 into 35, so about a 38 second, like half a minute. Our advantage state there was literally lasted about half a minute, which again, that's about similar to the last game too. The hard part, the hardest part about playing the character is opening them up. Against good teams, like there's a reason that like good teams, you either get 1 window or you don't get a window at all against like really good Swift. Now, thankfully, I've managed to basically, I'd say in about 95% of my games, I've executed a window to happen. Like, it's not like, when you're playing a good team, the Victor cleanup is difficult. It's not just fucking, you open them up and then you win. You still have to execute the Victor cleanup. You still have to execute on that portion. It's just like, and again, both elements can be hard, but because Victor is just such a good, Victor, when you're chasing with Victor, you actually do legitimately have the advantage, which is something that, like, you can't say about a lot of killers in this game. You can't say that about a lot of killers in the game. Your chase power, you actually have a legitimate advantage over the survivor that you're chasing. So that's why, like, not getting opened up is more in their hands. But again, you can force it with, like, hook interactions and hook trades and FP procs. Like, you can, basically, your goal as twins is to force that window open and then do it, right? That's why their hook count doesn't matter. Again, like, look, 2 Scorch hooks, and then when we had all 4 survivors down, let's check that. Would you like to? Just this one. We have, oh, Jesus, that's really blurry. 1, 2, that's either 3 or 4 hooks. I think it's 3. I don't really want to go count. But the point is that, like, you can just tell just by looking at that red there. 2. No, it's 2. It's 2. It went on blurry for a second. 2. We have 2 hooks. We have 2 hooks when we do that. Yeah, 2 Scorch hooks. So we had 2 hooks on 2 different people. And then, because, like when we're throwing people on a hook as Victor, like, you're not trying to, like, unless, of course, they're all injured. And then Victor does have some situational camping where he can force a second stage out depending on where they're hooked. That's another lesson for another day. But like, when you hook somebody as twins, like, you're doing it not to kill them, but you're doing it to fucking get an FP on the person that comes in to save them. You're not trying to stuff out a hook rescue as twins, unless they're all injured, of course. Because then your camping gets better, because then you can just sit by hook, and with like, there's 2 people FP'd, but every killer can do this. Every killer can do this, though. So that's not entirely special. But another thing that we're learning, as you can see, like, we're hooking differently. Like, the 2 people we picked up in basement were the people that we already hooked, and we don't actually hook anybody else until they're dead, because like, this Kobe shit's getting ridiculous. And again, because twins do a lot of hooks and then kill on first hook, your chances of seeing a Kobe are probably higher. Which, again, I did not see 5 Kobe's in 7 hours because we played twins. That happened to everybody. But it's like, okay, now I can see your Kobe's. But it's like, I don't care. 3 gens left, they're not gonna win this, even if the guy Kobe's. But it's just like that situational, like, fucking, maybe wait to hook until, like, people are dead. Or like, you know what I mean? Just on this character, you have to be very careful. Because, again, if even one person isn't down, the fucking window, like, they can win, right? If even one person is not down, the game is not over. That's the thing about twins. If even one person is not down, or even one gen is still up, and a gate's still open, and they're not, like, twins do not win until dead symbols show up, or they do not lose until escape symbols show up. That's how good they are. They're that kind of character. They're that kind of killer. All or nothing, pretty much. But you know, walking around, we found them all. Get those unhooks. But it's like, you know, just part of that strat, dude. Just knowing that transition point when it's time to kind of like the stuff we were talking about with True Slug. The stuff we were talking about with True Slug, but it's like, okay, it's like this. It actually works now, right? It's less pub stompy on twins because they're designed to fucking do it, and they can do it. Like, they have board presence to do it. You don't just lose board. Like, they have actual board presence and actual macro to make it work, and then they have enough power to actually force that window open. Good stuff, bro. We like Victor. So that's just there you go, lads. Just 2 games of commentary with ya boys, with the babies. All right, lads. That's fun. That's good shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. GG's.